It'll take about 30 seconds for you to see it, but ta-da! Okay. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Let's Talk Landmark, episode 12.
Woo!
12. And that's because we duel every single week. It's great. We got a day show and a night show with just for this, so that everybody can be a part of it. So, we got a patch yesterday, and I don't think it quite panned out the way it was supposed to be. Timmy, you are quiet as usual. Murray and you are good. All right. It's typical, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Climb into your computer.
Climb into my computer, and I will sit here and play with buttons for a little bit. All right, let's try that.
Here, Tim, this will help. Here.
Actually,
I'm gonna reach a little further.
That up for y'all, so it ain't gonna help y'all.
Oh, Christ, I disconnected the picture.
All right. Okay. Well, I turned my gain up on the mic, and I'm hoping that will solve the problem. Let me know, please. All right.
My picture's in the wrong spot.
I'm sorry. It's like you're off to the side on our screen.
Hey, wait a minute. Let me get down. Oh.
How is it my camera? The camera's got all goofy on it.
We were just talking about this before the show. Hello, everybody.
Okay, I'll fix it while y'all talking. Go.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody. First of all, really a huge thank you and welcome to Murren at Play for joining us on such short notice. Thank you. This is awesome. What a treat for me.
Oh, no problem.
And Pantera, who we weren't sure he was going to scoot in time. Busy lad. You did. That's cool, man.
He always scoots in right by the hair of his.
Hey, man.
Something.
Got it down doing art. Love it.
All right, one more to go, and I will everybody's cameras.
Well, it's been busy week too. So 2 hot fixes, and wow, some cool stuff. How about that retro stuff, everybody? I think it's wicked cool. I'm gonna go do some cross stitch. I'm gonna go find some dragons to photograph with that thing active. And seriously,
some dragons to slay.
No, take a picture with the new retro thing of the dragon, and then go use that to make a cross stitch. It's just so cool. I don't know, but that's not my idea. I saw somebody else.
They're still complaining about mine not being loud enough, and I have no freaking clue what's causing it.
Did you go into Open Broadcaster and turn your microphone?
It is
a multiple. You increase the multiple in the audio window.
The gain?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's increase the multiple. That worked for mine. You just got to remember to turn it back when you start streaming, otherwise it'll be blurry. It's something Skype does. I have no idea.
On one show, one day we're gonna.
Are you talking about the desktop or the mic? Oh,
the mic. So you click the audio. So you go to settings.
Okay, there we go.
Hit audio, and there's a thing for multiple of desktop, multiple of mic. Increase the mic multiple by 1.
I did. Hopefully that fixed it. I've never had a problem with it. Not when I'm streaming by myself, at least, So, I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so let me bring up the fix notes that we had for yesterday, or the hot fix notes from yesterday. It looked like they gave us a whole bunch of stuff in the last hot fix, and then it seemed like a lot of it went right. Y'all
yeah.
Be quiet. I'm gonna jump through the screen and I will choke you.
Okay, so there we go. I found it. So we got a hot fix from yesterday, hot fix today. We're talking about yesterday's, right?
I still don't know what it is that they were hot fixing from the hot fix from yesterday.
Well, I'm convinced. It's they're watching the show, going, "Oh, we're so fixing that. Those guys are having too much fun."
I mean, there was a lot of bug fixes.
They are squashing that stuff.
And
like mad Englishman. It's awesome.
it's kind of weird because when I put these headphones on, I can't hear myself.
That might be good because they're still saying that you're quiet. You should probably yell a little bit.
I forget y'all.
Okay.
Played with it. I don't
Just-
know what else to do.
Just bust that multiple one more
Okay.
notch, man.
I'll try it.
Yeah. I had to do mine too when we did the show the other day. Two worked. Just make sure when you go back to do your regular stream, is you set that back to normal. Otherwise, all anybody will hear is.
All right, it went back up. It went up one more. So we'll see. See, I can't hear myself. So I mean, I can't hear the audio. On
Katina's
Scott's
threatening
side.
you. But that's what she does anyway. So.
I love her. I love my girls, man. You know?
Dangerous women.
Okay, back on target here. I'll go kind of down the list, and we'll find out if anybody is still having that problem with that particular fix. How's that?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're cool with that. New players now start with building tools, and missing tools can be obtained from the chest at Spires. I know this was a big problem for a lot of people who were just starting out because they put down their claim they didn't have no tools. Has anybody heard if it's been fixed or not?
Haven't asked anybody.
I haven't asked anybody, but I went to the chest at the Spire yesterday because I lost my freaking SOE live painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I got all of the tools, even though I still had the starter tools. So I got the starter, my pickaxe, or my, pickaxe thing and the starter axe and starter pick. But I didn't get my painting.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I need to
bug
put
it,
in a
bug
bug
it.
report for that. Well, /bug is also broken, so
Direct message on the forums.
SOE issue
I will be
tracker.
doing that. Yep. Mhm.
SOE issue tracker. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, I was in for the last few days. I've been in general chat. I normally do not sit in general chat just because it's usually just people rampaging about something, And I am a very positive person. I like having positive people around me, so I usually don't sit there. But here recently, I've been sitting in there and just listening to the conversation, and I saw that come up twice within like an hour's period yesterday or the day before, and that's why it was so prevalent for me, at least. The next one on the list is Combine Cobblestone material is once again available in the material marketplace. I seen it. I'm assuming everybody else has found it because I haven't heard anything.
Yep, there it is.
But
Do we know if they increased the bump map on the cobblestone?
I don't think they did. I really don't think they did.
We saw a cool build today. The fountain.
I was watching your stream through your eyes, and it didn't look like it had changed any.
No, it hasn't changed at all. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
That is a big issue for me because it to me it's flat. It looks so flat that it's almost
Flat.
a negative flat. It needs some. The actual. When you look at it, it looks totally like a 2D laid on the ground type texture. When I look at it from an angle, it should look like it's raised up.
It looks like
Each
cobblestone
stone,
wallpaper.
it should have up.
Mern, if you could make a request to Rosie right now about cobblestone, what would it be?
It would either be the bump map to make it better, or to give us both blending cobblestone and a non-blending cobblestone.
Ooh.
Well,
What's it right now?
We've been asking for blends and non-blends of almost every texture so we can pick and choose from it. And if they can set it up that way somehow with the material selector, that would be awesome.
I asked Klug about that a while back, and he said that at some point we'll be able to, but right now there's some technical hurdles to get past before they can do it.
Okay.
Wow, how long ago was that?
That's-
How long?
I'm happy with that.
A couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy with that. As long as
Yeah, no
it's-
kidding.
As
That's
long as it's on the table and they know about it.
It's
Yeah.
on their wish list too.
I
That
am,
is cool. Thank you.
I am happy with that. So, Carrying on, cracked dirt texture has been restored to its original appearance.
They need both.
This was one that Fugazi was going nuts over because he uses like a crap ton of it on his build, and it was like splotches.
Well, I mean,
All
the
over his
cracked
build.
texture that they gave us for a bit there had its appeal, and you could
Mhm.
use it for something. I mean, the idea would be to have both. I mean, if you had two different textures, why couldn't you just add the second texture? You had it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember logging in for Monday's show, and I'm standing on cracked earth. It's just a whole. That's all you could see around me was cracked. It's kind of weird looking. So that's what they fixed.
Yeah, well, I liked the change
It-
that they did.
It
to
looked good though, man. I really liked
did,
it.
but it didn't blend well with everything else around it. It was like it used to be very toned down with the way it was, and then the one that they gave us, it was more pronounced. It had darker tones in it.
Joe, do you build with it at all? Paint with it?
I don't paint with it because I don't. My builds are tend to be a little intended to be newer. I don't really do the whole crack thing or anything like that, unless it's a. I mean, I was going to use it as like a dirt texture kind of thing, like a dry dirt, like a floor. But
How about you,
Man,
Martin?
I haven't used it yet. I would like to in like a couple little places to give it a little bit more depth, but I haven't used it ever.
Well, this kind of gets me onto something that I have been thinking about for quite some time. You know how the paintings, when you take a painting and you put it on the wall and you can get it real super close to it without going through it,
Mm-hmm.
with the actual painting part, not the frame. I'm not referring to frame, but you can get it really close where it looks like it's sitting right up against the wall. If you took the frame away and it was just that, and say it was just like a label, where you could stick it on the wall wherever you wanted to, and it was, just cracks. You could stick the cracks exactly where you wanted to on the build in the same fashion.
like a decal, like a cracked
Yes,
decal.
it is a decal. Now, in the Radiant engine, we had those. We could place them anywhere we wanted to, like a road sign or, or anything. We could create almost anything and put it into the world. I mean, I was making like little signs for like the medic building and, different little stuff all over the builds that I made for Call of Duty. And we had those. They were transparent, so you could have complex shapes on the inside of it. And you just stuck them up against the wall, so you could add like cracks and stuff. And it was something I would love to see in this game in some form or fashion. So.
No, it's a
That's a
good
good
idea.
idea.
But it's not only that, but you could use stained glass window decals.
Yeah.
Crack decals, crack pipes, anything that
Crack pipes. Wow, dude.
but
Alrighty then.
anything that murals, paintings, anything that can be I mean, great idea. I mean, I was thinking more of like stained glass windows.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on which texture you use for the glass too. I think it would be, the transparency would probably be a lot like the prop glass versus what we have for the actual textures. I'm not sure how they would do that.
Well, you could also use things like that to tint windows. Make it. You want purple glass, all right? You want green glass? There you go. Kind of in different shapes and whatnot, but. Or be able to make a sign.
Yeah. Okay, kind of moving on to this next one here. Resources added to the collection window no longer appear to add to the wrong location.
What?
I will read it
No
again.
idea.
Thank you, Joe.
Resources added to the collection window no longer appear to add to the wrong location. I don't get that. I'm going to assume that was a let's add something. But I'm pretty sure that probably took them a long time to fix, but I have no clue what they're referring to here. The next one is the "You Can Collect" achievement no longer requires crafting a stone brazier.
Which reset the achievement, by the way. I had already completed that one, and it's uncompleted for me now.
I have my achievement already done, so I never had any problems with that.
Did not reset it. I don't see it in there.
The only thing I've had was something that happened to me last night as for bugs. For some reason, the other day I had transmuted a bunch of armor into the little crystal thingies, right? And for some reason, I got them all back, but I still had the same amount of crystals.
Oh, well, awesome. Bonus. All right.
So I opened up the little transmuting thingy and was dragging them out of my bag and putting them in there and clicking the button, and that one would disappear. I'd grab the next one, I'd pull it over, I'd drop it in, and as soon as I pulled that one out of my bag, half of the stuff that I got back disappeared out of my inventory. And I'm like, weird. What the heck? So I closed the inventory, opened it back up, and there they are. They're still there. But as soon as I grabbed one out and dropped it into the thing to turn it into crystals, more disappear. Had to close out the inventory, open it back up, and they were back in there again. And it was like constant, like clockwork, every single time I did it.
Did they hot fix that today? Is that fixed? Do you know?
I haven't tried to transmute anything today, so I can't verify if it fixed it or not.
It's been a little frustrating the last couple of days because people have been losing stuff in chests. Lots of stuff.
See, Coraine had that problem today. So she knows what I'm talking about. But it's not like all your items in your inventory. It's only the items after the item that you grabbed and pulled out. Everything after that would disappear.
I need that big "Don't Panic" sign.
Yeah.
Bring your towel.
Yes.
No, this isn't a don't. This is don't get bit. This is my. Is this what y'all talking about?
No, for losing stuff in the chest, don't panic. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, you have to refresh that
about
screen.
My shirt.
I like the shirt too, man. That's cool.
This is my Walking Dead shirt, man. Love this one.
Stand up, Tim, and let's see it. Stand up.
Dang it.
I think he does this once every couple weeks.
He doesn't have pants on. Don't do that.
And one, and two, and
let me apologize in advance to Murren. I'm sorry. I didn't even think about what I was getting you into.
Okay.
It's okay.
This is typical for this show, by the way.
Well,
I've watched
all I can say is at least we have a professional on the show tonight, Murren. Thank you.
Okay. It's the cat. The cat's the professional.
It's totally the cat.
Mm-hmm. Totally okay.
That's true.
Moving on. Let's see. Either stone crafting station is working once again. Either stone crafting station is working once again. Okay.
Pants are optional.
But I think that falls into place with the issue I just talked about, where things were disappearing. So
probably.
So apparently it's not working right either. Next is the acquired in templates once again shows information.
It shows information, but it shows the wrong information. Every template showed yesterday's date as the acquired date. It still has the right information somewhere in there because when you sort, it still puts the correct thing as the oldest.
I keep looking over here, and I've got it right here too, and I don't know why I keep looking this way. Sorry. You're right. You're right. I just is the side that I've got everybody's picture screen capped, and that's why
that would be good to make sure they not only hear it here but see it on the bug tracker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine all show today right now.
Yeah, well, all mine were all the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mine are all shouldn't be
today.
But if you sort it, it actually sorts it correctly.
Yes. So that means they still have the right dates there somewhere. If you use the dates for something, it'll be back to correct eventually.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the dates are reading correctly and you're sorting from something that's correctly, it's actually displaying something that shouldn't be displayed. That's what it sounds like to me. But
Yep.
okay, moving on. Moving on. This is Geo's favorite right here. Control mouse wheel is no longer required to zoom the camera unless you are in build
Yes,
mode.
we saw that today. Wow.
I love it. I love it. I could have swore we had that in alpha.
But we still got to...
And then they added the
grapple
option.
and flying.
Or shift.
It was like shift, and you had to like roll the mouse wheel or something like that. And I could have swore we had it without the shift, where it was just roll the
I'm just glad
mouse.
that one's fixed. But I caught myself all day today holding on the control key trying to zoom it. Oh.
Nas.
It's like when they changed the keys for building.
Uh-huh.
You remember that back 5 months ago?
Mm-hmm.
They said we're going to give you a new set of keys for all the building tools, and it was wow. I saw your head explode on live television. Lava come out your neck.
Moving to the next one. Sort drop down and inventory collection window no longer reads ## UI sort.
Oops.
Oops. That's been there forever though. That's been there for as long as the inventory's been there.
Did they fix trade? We couldn't trade today before the hot fix. Anyone know if that's been fixed?
I don't know.
Don't know.
We got a hashtag error for that one too.
Yep. Okay. Oh, that reminds me. There's something in the inventory. I don't remember what it was, but somebody pointed it out to me the other day. That it's not spelled correctly. I could swear it was Katina that pointed it out, or Karain.
Typo?
There is a typo.
Oh dear.
For something, and I just don't remember what it was. Hopefully somebody in chat knows what the heck I'm talking about, but there's something in there. It's not labeled correctly. Okay, moving on. A subtractive mode icon now shows in the modal bar for the delete tool mode of the line tool.
Yes. It is there.
It works.
Oh, excellent.
Right. Now, if they could just make the modal window movable, if they can make the hot bar movable, so I could get it out of my face and put it on the side of the windows and just get it out of my center part of my screen. Take the modal, put it on one side. Take the hot bar and move it to the other side, and boom. Beautiful, right?
So if they don't make it free floating, then you want it on one side or the other. You got a preference?
Yeah.
You got a preference?
Or if I can move it up to the top, just drag wherever I want to, you know?
All right.
That would
just
be great.
place it on the sides. Okay.
That would be great, just to get it out of
Joe,
wherever.
do you encounter that problem? Does that bug you?
The only problem I'm having right now is my line tool will not go to a surface.
That's weird.
Hit your G key.
For grid?
Mm-hmm.
Grid. Dum dum dum.
Did that fix it?
That was
it's
recently.
Working.
It was recently put back into the game for the grid mode.
Okay.
We had grid mode back in early beta and back in alpha, and honestly, I don't even know why it's in the game. I really don't.
Everything's in a grid. Why would you not need a grid?
I really don't understand, because I never used it. I really don't. Not unless you were trying to keep it within certain spacing or something. I don't get the reasoning behind the grid mode.
Well, Merrin, you do a lot of building. Does that thing get in your way as well?
The hotbar?
Yeah.
It would be nice to move it. I'm used to it now, so it doesn't really annoy me, but it would be nice to move it out of the way. It would definitely give better real estate to work with, screen real estate.
I mean, think about it. If I can shrink it down, make it smaller, or move it to where I want to, or do the both of them, I shrink it down and move it off somewhere so it's smaller. You've got some people that use hotkeys, so they don't even need it down there. Have the option where they can turn the hotbar on and off. That would be great for those that has the mental capacity to be able to just hit buttons and boom, you're on the tool that you want.
I've done building for exactly 1
'em.
hour in the last week, and it bugged me too.
Yeah.
Just to that 1 hour. So
See, Dave Jorson used to bug the crap out of me because I always click my buttons instead of using hotkeys.
And I'd just rather have more hot bars.
I almost asked you about that
I
yesterday.
would like that too. I would love to have more hot bars, be able to stack them up just like they are in EQ2, where you could just stack them up as high as you want, pretty much, to a limit.
would you guys want a small version of the hot bars and the size we have now?
Icon size change.
Yep.
Just be able to go in there and pick what's your icon size, what's your spacing. Do you want it vertical? Stick it on the side.
Yeah, I mean, make it more modal, I guess you could say.
But they said UI changed
customizable.
here, so.
So Katina says in EQ2 you can Mavo them.
Move them.
You can Mavo them, yes.
I know. I read.
It's true.
I read that as Mavo.
Yeah, but but still, I mean, and shoot, even in World of Warcraft, I mean, their freaking menu system. I mean, the way you could go out and get mods and change all your stuff the way you wanted it. If you wanted a big circle in the center of your screen for all your different buttons and stuff, you could do that. I don't know how that would work in this game, but I would still like a little bit more personal customization in some way, to where I could just resize that hotbar the way I want to, be able to move it or place that exactly where I wanted to on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yes.
Next.
All right. Moving on.
Moving on up. Moving on
At
up.
night, shiny highlights no longer appear as bright red.
Is that what it was?
I never
saw
encountered
it.
Predator mode myself. But
I never had it.
Yeah, I want that as a feature. Predator mode, give it to me.
But then again, I stay on a particular driver until they come out with something that's honestly better than what it is that I have. I don't grab the newest driver that comes out either. Which could be.
Yeah, I'm always.
some of the reason why I never
It
saw
pops up on my screen. I go click. I download it, install it.
Okay, and kind of moving off of that one, let's go into props next. Props no longer display a large square highlight when placed against a reflective material.
I never encountered that.
I never did either.
Is that the one we were getting when we rolled the mouse over other players? That large orange.
Part
thing?
of it, if when I was taking a prop and I would move it over my water, as you moved it over your water, you would see this yellow square as you're moving it over the water.
Oh.
Like the every prop I guess has a finite square up down left right kind of thing, and you would see that like a selection. But once you place it down, it doesn't care. It's not like it really hurt anything. It's just visually when you're moving it, oh no, it looks weird when I'm moving it.
Well, I'm glad they're making stuff not broken. So.
Okay. The next thing I got on the list here is if you place a prop from your inventory, then hit escape to cancel, it should now return the prop to your inventory instead of disassembling it. I don't see where that was an issue anyway, because
you just place it back down.
you just put it back down again.
But still,
I had heard about people trying to place like their SOE live painting and hitting escape and losing it from that. That's not how I lost mine, but I had heard about that happening, so I can understand that being an issue.
Oh, okay. So the painting didn't get disassembled, did it?
That's
Awesome.
That's my SOE painting.
Dude,
Very cool.
you know what? I didn't want to pester those guys. I was sitting there talking to them for a while. I should have gotten my thing signed by everybody.
No, that was the one that I got for doing the monster build,
Oh,
Mm.
oh, sweet.
for helping out getting all that organized.
That was cool.
All right.
Merwin, you were at SOE Live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I
I didn't know
a
anybody.
lot of people.
It was my first event, and I hardly knew anybody. I just started streaming, and
There
I was so looking forward to SOE Live this year. But anyway,
Fanfare?
fanfare.
Fanfare.
I still got my reservations about going.
Well, the wife's made it clear. If it's not sponsored by the company, I cannot go. So,
Aw.
It's cool. It's
I
fun,
mean, I
but
would love to, but I mean, usually when I go for the what do you call them? Where they show what's coming next. What is next
The panels.
for the game?
The panels.
The panels, and
those were
you
awesome.
know, having the devs talk about this and all that kind of stuff. And the one thing about Fanfare, it's more of like just the players getting together. And there really is no panels unless the actual developers set up a panel themselves. But being that they're not hosting it, they don't have a panel after panel after panel for every single game. It was like Landmark. I mean, you went to one panel, you leave that one, and you go right into the next.
Mm-hmm.
Or the same thing for EQ, EQ2, DCUO, the whole 9 yards. And that was the cool thing about SOE Live. And I mean, I cannot diss the people trying their best to pull something together, but without the backing of the devs and having, the panels for the most case, it kind of takes away a lot of the reason for actually going there.
I just want to go to see everybody, but the wife's not sponsored by the company. You are not going, pal.
I do, but I mean, you still have to, like, if I pay that much money and to go all the way to Las Vegas, I still think that they should ditch the Las Vegas and move to, like, I don't know, somewhere central U.S.,
Move it to Seattle, then it's like a day drive for me.
And I'd get to see all my friends out there. Yeah, that would be great. I would love that. Seattle. I'm good with that. I'm good with Seattle. Well, PAX Prime is out there, so.
Kansas City.
yeah, knew someone was going to say Kansas City. No.
Well, Kansas City is about as central as you can get.
Yeah, but have you been there lately?
I know kind of a central-ish city, right in the middle or in the bottom down there.
And we're not talking about Texas.
Denver. I'm good with Denver.
San Antonio's a conference town.
It is. San Antonio rocks. Oh my God,
I love San Antonio. I know how to get around that town.
Yes,
it's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And they have 2 spare bedrooms.
And he'll still make me sleep on the floor.
Yeah. All right. Let me get on track here so we don't get too far off on our time. Or actually, we are.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. I kept thinking of 7 for some reason there. Icon emitters in your inventory are now using the new prop palette icons. I did see that. The emitters in your inventory do have the same icons now, and I love those icons. They make it so much simpler to figure out what the heck it is you're trying to pull out of there.
I love this new change they've made. Just this prop palette thing. That's a huge win.
Recipe Journal is once again available in the menu. Is that in there?
I have no idea.
I haven't tried it, but yeah, I noticed it.
Recipe Journal
It's very
in the menu.
conspicuously absent.
Do you see it?
Yeah, but
What are you pointing at, Tenma?
He's under me.
Oh,
Oh,
Giggity.
I'm poking him in the
It's like-
head.
Well, I
Emma.
have the.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's
Drink,
Just-
yeah.
claim flags and utilities and the normal stuff, just what we used to have. Oh, and that's the tracker. Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the next one. Plant props now require wood to make. Plant props.
That
Why
makes
would-
more sense to me than dirt.
I think a plant prop, depending on what type you're making, should
Requires-
require at least a little of the
All right.
original plant.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I
But-
don't want to.
If you want to make chrysalis, you take dirt and chrysalis. Because it makes logical sense, right? You're
Mhm.
taking a plant and you're sticking it in dirt and it goes on your claim. You should at least have a little bit of that plant and
Open data.
dirt
Oh,
You might as
open-
well. You might as well just add water.
and water. Okay, so it simulates you planting it in the dirt and putting water on it, so you've grown that plant. Now, if I chop down a wood tree and I make a chrysalis plant out of it, it does not make sense.
Now,
Right,
Tenma, you're
Mark, where do you
describing
stand?
farm mark. Wasn't that you guys the other day that was we're talking about putting farming into landmark and what we would call it?
Farm, yeah,
Farm
farm
mark. There you go.
It was these guys right here, right there. Those guys were talking about farming. But still, I mean, I think you should at least have a little bit of that plant if you're going to make that plant.
Oh,
as
I
a
agree.
prop.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Okay.
you
Moving on.
guys heard that out there.
That's right. Think about it.
Who's in charge of crafting out there? The crafting system. Who tackles that? Is it Darren or Steve or no, not Steve?
I'm thinking that wouldn't that be a Michael Mann?
I know he does combat.
He's combat.
I think he's more than combat though.
He's Batman.
He is better. Hey, Batman. Hey, Batman. That's what I'm gonna do. The next time they have a
Tim's
Daybreak
energy
Live,
drink is kicking in.
they do a Daybreak Live, I'm coming as Batman. And I'm gonna donate that guy.
Oh my god. All right.
That's gonna be great. Okay, some stray prop recipes were removed from the Tinker's Workshop. Which
Stray-
ones did they pull out?
Stray props? What?
I'm guessing
Well-
it was probably just props that were still there from when they introduced the prop palette that didn't really need to be there anymore, but I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, they said we're still going to have props that are like the flags and stuff that you have to.
The soul-bound
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Yep, okay. Kino's lamppost is categorized with other lampposts in enclosed.
Okay.
This takes me to something else I had thought about. When you take out that great big lamppost and you put it down on the ground, the texture that's at the base of that lamp, the texture that is on the base of that lamp,
I want that.
we
I
want that
yes.
as a
yes.
texture.
Yes. Oh, please. I see Maureen. Yes.
You see what I'm talking about, right? Everybody's
Mhm.
seen it. It's
It's a
beautiful.
fantastic texture.
It would be perfect for the builds we're doing right now.
Tenma, I have bad
Ah.
news for you.
I know.
We're not going to get it in time.
Ain't no way.
They'll give it to us
Well,
afterwards.
I had said that before somewhere. I just don't remember where the heck I said it.
A week or so ago.
Yeah, and that texture, you've already got it made. Give it to us.
Give it to us. No kidding. Oh my
Come
god.
on.
Yeah. That is awesome. The moment we saw that,
Yeah, I was like drooling over that texture. Perfect bump mapping on it. I mean, it's bump mapped exactly the way the rest of the texture should be bump mapped. It was beautiful. Okay.
I hope they can do that before open beta with the bump maps.
Yep. Next one is utility barrel and black and white curtains now have icons to the prop palette.
And kudos to everybody out there who's been focused on these props, little prop things that aren't working or that are missing or labeled incorrectly or missing icons. There's several people out there who are out there really working on the prop stuff.
Well, the big one was the website where the
Landmark catalog.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
awesome.
big help to them.
Awesome. She's awesome. Woodcutters Local 419. I think she's part of their guild.
They were just talking about curtains, and all of a sudden I'm thinking about textures, cloth textures, and the fact that we don't have white cloth.
Yes.
I had posted this to Rosie Rapp on Twitter that we need white.
Wasn't a response like, "Don't we have it?"
Something like that is normally what I get anyway. You know, you should already have that. I'm like, okay, but yeah, that we still do not have white as a cloth texture, even though we have every other color in the book. And I don't think we have black either.
Or even a really, really dark gray.
Or even a really, really dark gray.
I don't think we do.
So if we have devs watching the show right now, please.
Or yellow.
That is something else we definitely need.
Blue, green, red, and like mauve and gray. We don't have yellow. We don't have orange. Mauve.
And we need a fabric. And please give us a fabric that has the water animation.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
I heard somebody in the background saying mauve.
That was Beetle.
Okay.
And the ones that have the water animation, let us be able to walk through them, actually swim in them. That'd be really. It's not too much to ask for. It would work just like water. All they gotta do is just give it. Okay.
All right. Tundra flower props can once again be placed or moved once placed.
Good.
There is another prop that has that problem, and that is the cherry bench. You know the little benches that you sit down?
Oh, yes. Yes.
When you place that one down, you can put it where you want to, but once it's down, you can't right-click it.
Oh, interesting. I've seen a lot of those on the Kinos builds.
And today, before the hot fix, the saw table, the very big saw table, I couldn't right-click it. That was another one. Yeah, all of a sudden,
I wonder if that's in the hot fix.
Interact with anymore.
All right, playing with the cherry bench, and you can click on it.
You can right-click it?
Yeah, right-click it, disassemble.
Okay. Must
Done.
have been fixed then. Cool.
Okay.
When you disassemble a prop on someone else's claim, resources are now returned to you rather than the claim owner.
Yay.
Or anybody, for that matter. Because it didn't even go to anybody at the beginning.
Next is after picking up a chest and then using Control-Z to undo, the chest should now work.
Yes. All right. That's my tweet. I replied to that one on Twitter.
Yeah, people were losing items over that, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. Chests were...
Like, they were... They get the chest back, but all the items in them will be gone or something.
I lost 2 chests full of somebody else's props.
Whose claim were you on?
Somebody had emailed me from a cave. He emailed me 1,000 things. I'm like, I'll just stick my chest.
All right. Next moves on to claims. Claims on live should once again display screenshots.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Jeez, we like screenshots.
Well, I've noticed in the past that when you went into the gallery, sometimes you'd see their picture and sometimes you wouldn't.
Right. Yeah, we tour a lot of claims, so yeah.
Yeah. And carrying on, screenshots on claims submitted to the Kinos competition should now show up in the gallery. If you submitted your competition entry and do not see screenshots in the gallery, they may not have been saved properly. Please withdraw from the competition, then resubmit before April 5th to fix the screenshots.
And Opaline Saris had asked me to remind people that when the when the competition closes
Uh-huh.
and and it's just open for voting, we have to go back and vote on everything we voted on before. You need to vote again because that gets zeroed out
Well, I
on the
honestly,
5th.
I'm not, I'm not worried about votes, honestly, because there's a lot of us that's not going to submit until the
Oh,
last second. So
yeah,
it
yeah. Well,
doesn't.
but
I
for
think the
everybody who
votes
runs
are
around
just
with us on the morning brew,
yeah.
we run around and I'm the last one to remember, but everybody else remembers. They vote early and often. So,
Well, I mean, for the ones that actually submitted early, they get all the votes. But the ones that basically work on things for the whole entire time and then submit at last like 30 minutes of the competition, they don't get no votes.
for the competition, do you guys know? Can we vote from the gallery, or do we have to go to the claim?
I don't know.
Don't know. It used to you could do it from the gallery,
Okay.
but I don't know. See, I'll work on mine all the way up until the last like 30 minutes.
We know.
So I'm like this.
Corrine said that the picture thing is still broken. Pentapod tried it last night and it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we know that one's broke. Next is you can now place an attachment claim while in first-person camera mode. Used to, you'd had to be in map view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can do it from first person, which is
Cool.
So you can actually see how high up and down you are when you place an attain. That's really cool.
That's great.
Attachment.
Oh,
You can't go up and down because you already have a claim.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
And
Good
next
point.
is claim management windows should no longer be missing some information.
What was missing?
I don't. It
well,
doesn't
anybody know
say.
about that one?
It doesn't say. And Timmy, you're always like that. Yes, I am always like this. Unless I've got a headache, and then it's like, what do you want? Yeah. Next is the claim upkeep extension email should no longer be sent every time you log out or zone. I never got that either.
I
It'd
did.
be fine if every time you got the email, it added a day.
Mm-hmm.
That would
keep
be
logging in.
awesome.
And Joe would be, "Toot, toot, 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 toot."
Yeah, I'm already at 90.
Next is when screenshots of your claim are updated in claim management, the gallery image should now update.
Hey,
Oh, cool.
there's so many pictureless things in the gallery. It's just it's
All those, the ones that don't have pictures, should be dropped. And if you want them back on the thing, you'd have to redo it. Force a redo on that. Which they're going to be forced to redo anything when they wipe everything. But, you know, it would make it a lot easier, right? You know, so we actually can see everything. But we ain't got much time before a wipe anyway, so never mind. I'm being lenient. All right. Observer mode in PvP games should now consistently end when you leave a claim.
Good.
That would have been great when we actually played PvP. Just saying. PvP kind of died very quickly because certain aspects weren't up to par before they really
It sounds like they are starting to refocus on it. I look forward to seeing what happens. Michael Mann, when he was on the show the other day, he was talking about it. He was
Yes,
on the workshop show.
yes, but first impressions are forever, dude.
Oh well, look for
Look how
open
many-
beta. For open beta, that thing's got to rock. It really has to rock.
I mean, think about it. If they had got it right the first time, how many people came into Landmark just to play PvP?
Can I get a hell yeah?
There was a bunch.
hell yeah.
There was a crap ton.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Like Bill
Metric
Cosby.
or
Hey, Bill Cosby.
Tinman,
Lots
I
of
didn't know
people.
you did a. Oh my God.
yeah,
Tinman,
you
the
gotta
Tinman
have the
Cos-
foot.
Yes.
Jeez.
And the jello pudding. But there was a lot of people that came into Landmark just for PvP, or when PvP was released, there was a crap ton of people that came. And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, this kind of sucks. And then they left. It's exactly what happened. I mean, PvP lasted about a month. Sadly, because it wasn't right when it was
Vern,
released.
Was that your significant other earlier?
Yeah.
Please tell him we're not having seizures.
He's not paying attention right now.
Kicking in. Like,
Clearly.
it's kicking in. So I'm good.
Man.
But yeah, I think it's going to take an immense amount to recoup the loss that they got. From
That's
the
why
first
they got to
impression.
knock this one out of the ballpark, and they know that. My gut tells me they know that, and they're kicking butt back there behind the scenes.
And that's
They're
why we
jamming.
kept hounding them about, hey, you got to give us a week before you push this mess out to open. You got to let us test this mess.
I think, guys,
and they listened.
They're going to give it. I think they're going to give it the time it needs. I have no doubt. I'm so impressed with what they're doing.
Yep.
Well, you guys have seen the change at Mern. Have you noticed it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the changes they did to the tools, phenomenal. Best
Yeah, Joe. I
tool
mean,
update.
Joe, you build a lot. You're like the guy. You do it all. Exploring.
I do everything. Definitely I like the tools, the change, the listening, the feeling that they're making the changes instead of. I still feel at this point right now they're kind of going, you know what? Yeah, this is a belting game, and just go in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're just gonna run with it, run with that instead of just trying to make something
Well,
it's not.
That's what I felt like for a while, but man, and recently in the last 2 weeks, just the comments and the feedback I'm hearing from folks on the dev team, I think they're working furiously behind the scenes on the other things that we've been calling out for months, like combat. So,
well, I mean,
I hope.
Combat's never really been a big thing for me. I like building. That's my thing. That's what
Oh,
I love
yeah,
to do.
Thunderdome. Hello.
But yeah, well,
come on.
we built it.
You expect me to believe that?
We built it. I
know.
played in it because we built it, and
I
that's
watched you
pretty much it.
Die repeatedly with a big crap-eating grin on your face.
I got
that one right there.
I got screenshots of just some brutal timization on
Is that a word?
That was so insanely fun.
It's a word now.
I did.
It's a word now.
It's timization. It's bad. All right. Let's kind of move on this. The report claim command once again works, and you can use this to report an inappropriate claim you are standing in.
What?
Shouldn't there be a button?
Have
Isn't there a button when you go on the claim up there with the drop down? Isn't there a report claim or something up there?
Nope.
I guess they made it easier so everybody didn't come to the claim just to spam reports, I guess.
I've seen more claims than anybody in Landmark. I'm telling you right now, I have not once ever come across a claim that I wanted to report.
You like Alex.
A few I'd like to I'd like to bookmark. But
I did once. It was me and Jiminy Monka. We found something, and we were like, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, man, that was 8 months ago. Yeah, it was phallical stick figures. It was just stick figures with, Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you didn't
You
call
talking
me?
about phallics with arms and legs?
Oh, it was just a stick figure with another leg. 3-legged stick figures.
That's crazy.
I'm so glad
man.
Tim, I'm so glad we're on your channel tonight.
I've kept it clean tonight.
I'm impressed.
I'm keeping it clean. I'm trying my best.
It's good.
I'm trying.
You know what? This Let's Talk Landmark is a thing. I enjoy it. It's just fun. It's, you know.
We got one more thing on the list here, just so you know.
Okay.
The next thing is the sci-fi themed doors are now available in the props menu if you search for utility. And they don't work.
That was supposed to be fixed in the update today.
I don't know.
I'm looking at him right now, and they're...
Where's Shatari when we need him?
Open.
Because you know he's used them.
I'm opening. I noticed they opened way too far.
Then they still are not fixed.
Well,
at least they're actually opening and closing rather than not opening and closing.
Well, you could probably put them on a switch.
Okay.
You know, if they went too far into a wall or something, you put them on a switch. That way you just make them do this. If they are switchable.
I'm just glad they snuck them in. Oh my God. Totally.
Dubalicious says they work.
They work. I'm working.
But do they work correctly? That's the big question.
They work. Dubious. All right. Wow.
Yeah. I can click. I linked them together, and I'm clicking on one. They're open.
Oh yeah. Look, today's hot fix notes. There's two. Domino posted two things. The new sci-fi style utility door should now interact and link as expected.
Where are you seeing this?
Oh, and check your in-game mail for details of additional graphics changes. And how about that April Fool's thing we got today? Was that great? Love that. Love it. I love it. It's cool.
It's very amusing.
Cute.
Well, do you guys, okay, anybody here, Merlin, did you ever play EverQuest?
No, never played original EverQuest.
Joe? Yes.
Yes, EverQuest 2. And there was one thing I want to see is in EverQuest 2, we had something called Cute Mode.
Oh, yes, I would love Cute Mode.
/Cute Mode, and made your head like
I
big
did
feet.
that. I did Cute Mode. Oh my God. And they kept, please turn that off. Please turn that off.
Well, Terry in EverQuest, he's the guy that made the stick figures. 1 year for April Fools, logged in and came up as a stick figure. It just, literally just stick figure. It was the coolest thing. And boy, you should frame rates just shot through the roof. It was cool. So I saved a copy of all my executables and DLLs so that I could reload the game and reload that stuff back into it afterwards. Anyway, I digress.
Wow. I'm scrolling through Twitch right now and looking at all the retro pictures that are all over the place.
I know, it's cool.
It's
I love it.
Is
that thing only going to work for today? We were talking about that earlier. It's only
I wish they would keep that tool, because I mean the whole idea that one kind of looks, and I mentioned it on one of Lady Kathleen's, is you get a good screenshot that could be a tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You could.
Because you mentioned, like, Gio sitting there talking about stitching and his little sewing work. And
I'm so far stitching a dragon, I tell you.
But they could become tapestries. I mean, really nice looking ones. Just stitches on kind of thing. So
that would be a cool feature. Give us a bunch of different things like that to do wacky stuff, to get some cool screenshots. You know, instead of having to pull it into Photoshop and do it, let us experience it live in the game. Wouldn't that be neat? Yes. Okay. Steve Klug is loading his crossbow. Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh! What in the heck is that, Pantera?
What? Conveniently play Skype window?
That is awesome. God, I wish I could show this. This is hysterical. Actually, I can show this. Hold on. Give me. It's going to take a moment to move windows around here, but this is funny as crap.
That is funny.
All right, here we go.
I'm not seeing anything. Hold on.
Delay.
You'll see it. You'll see it.
There it is.
You're a funny man, Joe. You're a funny man.
I win today.
You're a wiener. All right.
Oh my God.
That's perfect.
Hey.
And it's on the coat that I want too. I want
So,
that.
can I call out for one last thing for everybody out there watching? Everybody, let's start with everybody here in the show. What is the one thing? What's your one thing? Number one thing you want before open beta?
Tell us. Let us know. Say it in chat right now because you never know.
Everyone knows mine is the new user experience.
The devs may see exactly what it is that you want. So definitely
that's my number one thing. Maureen, do you have a number one thing you hope to see or that they master before open beta?
The number one thing I hope to see, I don't think it'll happen, but I hope to see before open beta, and it's not something that I would probably use myself, but I want to see it out there, is the dungeon mastering tools. Oh. The ability to create quests and build AI and such. At this point, I doubt that we'll have that before open beta, but I think it's something that really needs to be there in order for Landmark to be the game building engine that they want it to be.
If they want to keep the ones that come in right off the get-go, they need that in the game.
Yep.
It's going to need to be there, or at least a generic version of it. That way people can start playing with it, and then the more they add to it, the more you keep them. You know, that's the way I kind of look at most of this stuff. It is like the tools. They gave you the basic tools. Oh, here's something extra. Here's something better.
Joe, what about you?
Tool.
Well, I was going to say either Voxel Forge or Dynamic Water, but yeah, I'm going to say the dungeon mastering now because it was in EQ2. They actually made one where you get your little island and you put mobs in it. You didn't make quests, but you put mobs in the thing. And you actually had to go out and find the mobs. So every time you had a mob, it was like a prop. So you had to go find it and get it, and then you could put it in your dungeon, kind of thing. So that might be something they could add as far as going into the world, killing a monster, opening a chest, and I found a mummy, or I found a slug, or whatever, and then combine that, of course, with people's skills in this, but make sure I think there's a choice at this point in time when you start doing the dungeon mastering is live in world where everybody can walk up upon it and see it, or you come across a doorway and you instance. Now, as far as that, I throw up a question back is, what would you rather have, instanced or live in world?
Live in world.
Both.
But yeah, I'm going with both.
Live in world. I want, I don't want to have to enter an instance to fight a boss. If it takes away from the realism, I'd rather be like, hey, Geo, hey, Pantera, come on, we're going to go kick some boss's butt, and we just run across the field on our steeds of joy or whatever you want to call them, and we just run out into the middle of this field, and there's like a giant in front of us, and it takes like 80 people to kill it, and everybody's trying to get their whack in on this great big giant or something. That's the kind of stuff I want to be a part of, instead of having to go into an instance where it feels like I'm in a cave or inside of an old decrepit castle. I want some stuff that's out in the world.
Well, the big thing about the instancing is, like, you build a castle, and you have mobs all over the castle, and you're killing them, and you have in there you kill somebody, and you pick up a note, and the note says, "Go into basement, go find key, unlock," and you unlock that door, and then you go into an instance to complete a quest per se, not just to kill a boss, but for storyline purposes.
Well, you could do the same thing in real world. So there's no need for the instance. The only thing that they put instances in there for was the whole entire fact of multiple groups fighting the same boss at the same time. That's the only reasoning for instancing. Everything else That's
I'll still
about
go
it.
with that.
Wow, Murren, you really, boy, I think a lot of people agree.
There is a lot of people that's calling out on. Let me read off some of the stuff that.
Yeah,
has been
read
said.
these, would you?
Let me kind of scroll back up here. One thing I want is fully movable UI, which we kind of covered. Good. Colored glass. Content creation tools. Line tool that paints. That would not be bad. Interesting.
That was really, I like that.
DM tools and NPCs.
And that all gets to what Murren was saying. And Joe.
Soundtracks to claims.
Yeah.
Interactive NPCs. DM tools and NPCs would be awesome. Let me kind of scroll down a little bit here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Voxel editor. Laser gun emitters. Laser guns. Voxel editor. Dynamic water. Scriptable NPCs. So a lot of this is geared toward the NPCs for the most I'm reading here. Friendly or not elaborate NPCs. Player prop machine would be really nice.
A what?
Player prop machine would be really nice, especially if we can attach emitters and or animations. Water is still random project, but fingers crossed. Am I missing anything?
Line
These are
selection
great.
tool. Someone mentioned a line selection tool.
Yes, that would be awesome. A line selection tool? Ooh, what I could do with that.
I still want my paste selection as fill.
Yes. Paste selection as fill is a fantastic
Paste
idea.
selection as fill. You take an
What
arch.
was the other one that came up in that conversation?
I can't remember.
Paste selection is fill. What is that?
So you take, instead of, you have a square right now, you can paste a square as fill. Imagine taking an arch.
A line tool fill tool. Line tool fill tool.
It's selection. So if you paste an arch, you can say, as I paste this, if there's a voxel already there, we're going to use that as fill. Pasting a shape that you already made.
That's
as fill.
cool. Wow.
Somebody said it to me, and I think it was when I was in TeamSpeak, talking about a line tool putty tool. In other words, a line tool fill tool. Instead of just using it as a cutter, why not make it where it actually does fill for the line tool? So now we have our delete.
All the elements are there.
It's already there.
It's already there.
The code's pretty much already there.
Wow.
So we also turn a line tool into a fill tool. So you have a fill option on your line tool as well.
We could do a whole show on just this topic. What's your number one
pretty
thing?
much. And we're kind of over our time limit, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta.
So let's go ahead and kind of end the show, and let's go around the clock here. Gio, what you got going on?
And Morning Brew tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. We're gonna be rocking on that tomorrow and Friday.
All right, and Mirren.
Finishing up my Keynotes build. I'll probably be streaming a lot during the day tomorrow and over the weekend, but then I'm going to be out of town next week, so boring work stuff.
And Pantera.
Finishing up my fountain. Not much else. Sleeping a little bit because I didn't last night. But
if you haven't seen Pantera's fountain, oh my God, go see
It's
it.
awesome.
It's cool.
Lots of waterfalls strategically placed.
Well, myself is tomorrow we will be continuing the on-air Keynotes build that I'm doing. We've got the roof pretty much finished. We're going to be adding on to it and putting the actual house underneath of it. And And when I'm not doing that on the show, I'm actually working on my claim. So we'll be doing that. And more streaming from me, finally.
Yay!
That's great, dude.
So,
the whole community has missed you, brother.
I missed you all. You just don't know. But with that, I think that's pretty much going to end our show. Thank you all for joining us on Let's Talk Landmark episode 12. It's going by so quick. I mean, 12 episodes. It's like,
get out there and go build something, everybody. I know.
That's more than this.
Just cranking, man.
It is.
So,
and if anybody out there would love to be a guest on either one of our shows, just holler.
And to answer Abel's question, most likely it will be around 2:00 p.m. Eastern ish, give or take, when I wake up. But with that, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Definitely, it's been a blast. Definitely stay tuned for the next Let's Talk Landmark on Monday at 1:30, right? It's 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I am not breaking that down into all the different time zones. Eastern is the only time zone.
Right.
But
your mileage may vary.
I'm sorry. I'm turning red. I'm sorry. Oh, that's great. Okay. With that, guys, thank you all for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode. Oh my God. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm joking.
Hot Pocket.